Okay, this is my video response to Lisa3876 video response. Anyone? And your video couldn't have come at a more perfect time for me in my life. I did watch the other video responses. I was trying to be the first one, and that's one of the lady who did, Miss Rosie Velt, who did the top 10. While I'm not exactly lazy, I'm very much into technology. It is very much a very great part of my life. And I have good cameras. I have a good webcam, high quality, but guess what? All that technology is a price to be paid for that. When I do a HD video, that takes forever to upload. It drives me nuts how long it takes to upload a HD video. When I do the editing, that adds even more to the file size. It's huge. And so even my video editing program, it'll take a good hour or so to process a video in a format, you know, because I want to have a good lighting. And I couldn't agree with her more as far as, you know, well, you want to look your best. And I just started getting into the video responses, and it was primarily because I came across one YouTuber named One Sexy Tina One. And I saw how she just set her camera up. Plus, she used the same camera that I love. Flip camera is just fantastic. I just can't say enough. But I have gone through 3 now, and I can't afford another one. They are very susceptible to breaking if you drop it. So I have bumped into mine and dropped them out of, you know, pockets and whatnot. Excuse me. And so I just don't, you know, I don't have a good camera, just like the Miss Rosie Velt said. So the only camera I got right now is this Android phone, and that's really been helping me be able to do these video responses because I can see myself, I can see what I'm doing, you know, I can see where I'm at, placement and lighting and whatnot, and I can upload directly from the phone. All of those things help with uploading videos. I wanted to say, add to her top 10 some of the reasons why people don't do video responses. I've been following you for 2 years now, and I followed you. I'm really not sure how I found you, but it probably had something to do with me trying to learn how to be a webmaster. I was tired of the politics of Google and how easy it is if you pick up enemies for them to flag your videos, attack your videos, or attack your channel, and boom, your video is gone. And you know, I've learned so much from you. I have just been watching your stuff. I've been on your blog. I read it, you know, read your stuff like a Bible. And so I want to add to her top 10. One of the reasons why people don't do video responses to people like you especially is it's informational. You know, what kind of response are you going to give to somebody that is so-called a guru, or you know generally has the information you're looking for? What you going to say? Well, that information not right, or you know, I disagree with you. You be so happy somebody like you come along. No, that's your impact on me. I was so happy to see somebody look like me that had that knowledge, that you had the knowledge I wanted. The other geeks and gurus, some of them are kids. They maintaining a level of anonymity because, you know, I think technically you ain't even supposed to have an account till you're 13. Some of them 12, 10, 11, 12 gurus know this computer stuff way more than us grown folks. And so some people, you know, just like she said, she wanted to have her hair right and, you know, face looking at her very best. You know, some of the geekiest folks, you know, they don't want to open themselves up to being attacked on their personal attributes. I've had to go through that based on my age, being attacked on my videos because of how I look. That's intimidating. You don't want nobody coming on your channel talking mess to you about that. So I was very reluctant to put my face on the Google map. Now, I had learned from you that, you know, before you started out into this world of website creation, that you had to get traffic. And I mastered that. I have been able to get the traffic. I started my website, and I was generating the enough traffic that my website value was competing and surpassed other people who were doing the same things in the same genre. And I did a check on the website worth check, and my website was worth $16,000. But guess what? I wasn't making a dime, because unlike you, Lisa, I don't have a product. And what I was trying to develop was a social network. I want to have a social network in my niche genre, and that's challenging. I read all the stuff you had to put in, and what you got on everybody. You like to write. I have attention deficit disorder. I can't stand to write. I did have to sit down and take time to make notes, because there's no way you can get on here and just off the top of your head come up with all the the topics. I wanted to chime in on many of your videos and type in, but it's a limitation of 500 characters. I can't even tap into some of what I had to say, because I really wanted to respond to your Google video where they actually called you. You big time if they calling you personally, but your most important point you made on that video is the battle and the struggle that I've been going through with my website. I don't want to be dependent on Google. I'm happy, I'm very happy that I made it into the monetization program for my videos, but however, my videos, is adult in nature. And so I can't really post them anywhere, which is the whole point and purpose of why I wanted my own website. I don't want nobody controlling my destiny. I don't want my bread and butter depending on somebody who, like you mentioned in that video with Google called you, that the marketing department don't communicate with, the other factions of Google. And then you basically a guinea pig for them. So when they change their algorithm, boom, your profits or whatever is dropping, or your point of where you at on the Google map, your rankings are changed. Don't want to be stuck like that. I've been entrepreneurial all my life. I had my own business, so there are some things that I knew and had some awareness of that I know contributed to my success as far as being on the Google map, because if you type my website name in, I'm on the top and I dominate the first 5 pages, but I have no ranking whatsoever, so I still don't know what the secret is of that. Still haven't gained that. And I think I did actually ask you, for help on, do you have some suggestions of ad networks I can use besides AdSense? Because I'm not too impressed with them. They don't just put ads in my videos that's relevant to me and my topic, I have to go out of my way to put in those tags and stuff. I learned most of the HTML that I do know from you, reading your guide on to create a website. For example, I knew, 1 comes before 2, comes before A, B, and C. So I thought it was very clever your name was To Create a Website. I understood that. I had some knowledge of that before I even met you, because I have been in business and I did know that already. So I knew how important it is, how just to name your website, what the name's going to be. You can't have some crazy long name and people are not going to do a search for you, or it's way down in the alphabet because you could be the best person and your product begins with Z. But if a person doing a search for it, they're going to get to the A's first. They're going to get the 1s, the 2s, and 3s and not even make it down to Z. So that's just human nature. So I had some knowledge about that. And my biggest dilemma and I mentioned it in my YouTube story. I just recently posted my YouTube story. It was my biggest dilemma was getting that information. You was the first one that came across that seemed personable enough where you could even ask. The other folks, you know, they at the top and not sharing none of that knowledge. So I just latched on to you and kept following you, made sure I was subscribed to you because you was personable. I looked at my analytics on my videos and I discovered that's what's putting me over. All the hot spots, so-called, in my video have my face. It was something about my face that, you know, as far as the analytics, it made a difference because people want to connect. Ultimately, that's the bottom line. People want to connect. That's the reason why I wanted to make my website in my niche genre. But sometimes you have a genre so unique that, like when I apply for ad network so that I can have my website monetized, I don't even fit in any of them. You know, they just now, I see some of the ad networks even put dating website as, you know, a choice, but most of the time, you know, it's something like, you know, insurance, what's your industry, insurance, finance, something like that. It did not include me. So sometimes the problem be you just be that unique, and it's hard when you're a trailblazer. It's hard to find people who got the knowledge you need just because you're so new, so unique, so different. I had trouble finding a program to run my site. I followed your lead and tried WordPress first and found that difficult to use. So I can see how the average person would come along trying to, you know, follow your instructions, then they go to WordPress and just get completely intimidated. And I have years of experience using software. That was my background and that was my profession. I had to help support people with the programs, good or bad, that programmers push on us, and had to help people, the masses, use it. Whether it was a good program, user-friendly or not, that was my job. So I understand the newbies' pain if they trying to start a website in their niche, what's out there. Because what I ran into, I used a product called Dolphin. It was promoted as free. I'm poor. I couldn't just start out with anything. I had to pick something free to get my feet wet and try to get my website going. And so I picked Dolphin. And the problem with that is the software. It is so unuser-friendly that I can't get people to post content to save my life. And when I would run into snags with the program, I go over there to ask them for help in the forums, and it was such bullies and rude, snide, arrogant brainiacs on that website that I was completely turned off. It's still my battle right now. I can't get rid of it overnight because I do now have members on my website. I got quotes out there about how can I transfer my website to another program, and it was just outrageous. $1,200 was the average price to get somebody to take my data, my members and stuff, and change over to another program. So I don't want to see nobody make that mistake. If you a newbie starting out, run away from that program. That is not what you want. The closest thing that I found to perfection was Ning, to create my niche market in Ning, and they had things set up in there already that I wanted. You know, if you post a video in that program, they automatically had the thumbnails of other videos that's in your website, and that was absolutely a guaranteed marketing tool that just kept bringing people in. Problem with Ning is that it was politics in that. You know, they changed their policy on adult content, and so there I was stuck again. I didn't want no invisible faction making some decision, major decision as to whether we're not going to support your website any longer, and poof, you gone after you done worked hard to build up your community and get tons of content on there that they could just come along and poof, you gone. So the reality for me was that I had to change to a program that don't have those factors. And guess what? It's not free. Ning used to be free. Dolphin is free, but it is so bogged down with scams in terms of everything you want to do to tweak that website to make it look better and the pages look good and display advertising. You had to keep buying modules to add on to it, so it wasn't free at all. I spent thousands of dollars on that program, and the program is still completely worthless to me because the one thing it fails miserably on is videos. Videos is a hard technology to master and overcome if you're an independent person. I kept trying to get away from YouTube because I don't like the way things are ran with YouTube, but YouTube is the big dog in the video field, and even the smaller sites like Metacaf and Vimeo still did not offer what YouTube offers, which is that global exposure that you can get with YouTube. I mean, YouTube is everywhere. I got into YouTube because it's already on my phone and convenient. I push one button, I'm in YouTube. I don't have no one button push into Metacaf or Daily Motion or the other factions, and it really shouldn't be like that. I think YouTube got an unfair monopoly on that, and if you are independent, it's hard to break through that. That's what I'm going through. I knew, and I learned it from you. I was able to figure out the SEO stuff, how to set up your page and tags and metadata right. And so I got that part right. I got the traffic. I'm on the Google map. You know, I didn't have to pay no SEO expert to get there. I did my homework. I studied what you had to say. So this is a plug and straight out plug to you, is that if it weren't for you, half of what I know, I wouldn't know. But I got all those things right and still ran into the roadblock of YouTube. You can't get around YouTube if you're a legitimate business. And it doesn't matter what field you're in. I even see porn sites. They got YouTube videos as their main headline videos, even though they have a whole totally different genre and, have their own video capability where you can upload videos there. Still, you got a YouTube video as the headline. YouTube just got that. I want to get away from that. So I wanted to respond to your video so bad about not dependent on any one faction. I don't want to depend on AdSense. I don't want to depend on Google to get over. But I'm caught in a trap, and so I asked you. You never responded. I'm not faulting you because you got a big following, and I know you're a busy person. It's hard to keep up with everybody who asks you a question. But since I put my face on this, hopefully I'll get a response. You could personal message me that information if you know, or point me in a direction to those that do know. I want to find out about other networks, ad networks that don't give a what about Google and operating on their own strength. That's what I want. I want the trailblazers out there who are not afraid of Google and not shaking in their boots every time Google make a change here and make a change there. I don't want to be subject to Google like that. I'm tired of it. You know, it's very hard to figure them out. Even you, on your video, you was nervous when you got the phone call from them because you just automatically assume, oh, wow, I must be banned, or, I'm about to get suspended or something. I don't want to be nervous like that all the time, worried about, what Google going to do or don't do. That's crazy. That's madness, trying to run your business like that. So, anyway, I wanted to respond, and this is my response. And, one of the things I want to point out about information, though, the people who have the information shouldn't hold on to it and act like, it's, something that belongs just to them. You really are a benefit to the world and establish yourself. To me, just like the Dalai Lama said, you create immortality. The bullying that I ran into on the dolphin site, it was just crazy that they had the knowledge, and instead of sharing it, they would beat up on the people who didn't know what they knew. So even if that was a good product, if that's what you face when you come up with a question, I knew whatever website I created would end up being, I would end up being technical support. Of course, your members are going to come to you to say, well, hey, this it's not working. I tried to upload a video, it's not working. So I knew those questions were going to come to me. Now, much as I could, I would answer those questions and solve them. But me, when I got to a question I couldn't solve, I would go to this forum and get beat up, ganged up on. The brainiacs, the bullying of the brainiacs, the ones who had the knowledge was not sharing that knowledge in a positive way or in a nice way. You know, everybody, either if they didn't give the knowledge, if they was willing to, it was a price to, oh yeah, I'll tell you the answer to that question, $59.99. If you get my module, I solved that problem for you. I think that's ridiculous. I just think you was a breath of fresh air. I was so glad to come across you, and I want to thank you that you are a presence on there, and I think that's why people are drawn to you, because you had that personable you know, way about yourself. All your videos are very informative and educational, and I just want to let you know I so appreciate you, because that's not you know, that's not all over. It's not, you know, you're the exception. It's not the rule. That's not what you run into when you're out there trying to create a website. And webmastering is not no joke. I found out the hard way that why they call it webmaster, because you got to master a lot of stuff. I see your little books on your shelf in the background. You did your homework. I don't want to spend that much time on the tech part, because I'm also responsible for the entertainment part. You know, that's hard to do, to keep bringing the content that people are wanting from me. I've been able to generate traffic based on me and my personality. So I don't want to have to stop with a whole bunch of codes and technical stuff, even though I'm techie. You know, I'm into it. But it bogs me down. I'm never going to write a blog like you do. I have attention deficit disorder. I hate to write. So I know videos is my niche. That's my thing. I love doing them. And I'm finally glad that I found a tool that I can actually teach and train people how to use technology without relying on my face necessarily, and give them the how-tos in a visual way that really reaches a lot of people as far as learning. So again, I thank God for you, and I just want to plug you and give you your propers, that if it weren't for you, I wouldn't know half the stuff I know about website creation. Thank you.